Hey everyone, Lenore Orquist here. Today I want to just kind of do a recap of what I've learned so far from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I've been doing a chapter a week, and the things that I'm learning, and I do have these things kind of jotted down so I don't miss any of the good nuggets that I've come up with from this book. I have learned a lot. And it has made a big difference in myself and how I view things and my progress that I'm making in that personal development. I mean, that's an ongoing thing no matter what part of your business you're in. Personal development is constant. You have to keep growing or else you become, you just don't do everything that you need to do. And so basically from chapter 1, some of the key points that I really latched onto that made a difference in what I received from these chapters, to make sure you set your definite specific goal. And that goal should be something that's a burning desire that you're going to do whatever it takes to reach that goal. For me, some of those goals were cutting videos, taking part in groups, commenting more, trying to become more active in the community. And I've fallen on the wayside for about a week or two here now, but and that's just due to some other issues in my household. But I'm not forgetting it. To always be alert for new opportunities. They may not be what you expect them to be. We always have that picture painted in our mind of what we think things are going to be like. And more often than not, they don't really turn out quite like that picture, but they're better. They come out better. And so I know that's happening. To keep trying, not to stop 3 feet from your goal. And I have been guilty of this in so many things for so long. Just when I'm at that edge and I'm going to, it's there, and for some reason I stop trying. I don't bother. And so I'm not going to do that now. I'm not going to stop 3 feet from my goal. I'm being persistent in eliminating some certain words from our vocabulary, like impossible, I can't, if only, but, however, don't, someday, soon, and replacing them with things like it's possible, how can I do this, when I succeed, when I cut the video, I will cut the video, and I'm going to do it today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow, as Annie told us in those songs, tomorrow is just a day away, and tomorrow never really gets here. And then the other part at the end of the chapter, there's a thing that says that you need to become the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. And to me, that translates to becoming a master of my fate. I need to set my goal and the outcome of it firmly in my mind. That's my fate. I want that to be my fate. I want this outcome. And then to be the captain of my soul, I have the power to control my thoughts and my actions. So to achieve that goal, that fate, I need to act on it. I need to set in my mind what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. So you have to do that without your goal being for someone else. And it's great that your goal encompasses other people, that they're going to benefit from it. But more importantly, that goal has to come from you, because if it's not coming from you, if it's not something you deep down desire and want for yourself, you're not going to do everything it takes to get that. Trust me, I've done that times where, well, I want to do this for so and so, and I want to get that for, achieve this for them. And that's where I'm going to stop 3 feet from my goal, because it's not coming from me. It's not something I want. And so now my goal has to deal with, I'm realizing how much, what value I have. One time I did not realize any kind of value that I have, what I had to offer anyone. And my story is different than everybody else's. But by sharing my stories, maybe somebody else could be helped and they can get that inspiration. I want to be the type of leader that can inspire others to work towards their goal. And I have a leader that I follow, Debbie Turner, and this woman has she's an inspiration to me, and I really, I can't even put into words how much just knowing she believes in me counts. It's someone I do very much admire and look up to, and think that, you know, one day I want to grow up and be like her, in the respect of not exactly like her, but in the enthusiasm she shows to people, and how it's that belief in someone and helping them, and not just tossing them on the side because they're not, maybe not making the money for you that, you know, in your business, but realizing that they are a person and they're working through things too. And just that little nudge and word of encouragement can really make someone say, I'm stopping and I'm not going on, I'm just going to give up. Or, you know what, Debbie, you're right, it's going to take me a little time, but I will work, I will get through it. So that's the kind of leader I want to become. And so I'm on my way for that. Chapter 2, that one was a chapter of desire. And again, it comes back to having your goal being your burning desire. You construct a statement of desire in this chapter, stating intently and on paper, clear intentions, what kind of a goal you want, what you want to achieve, when you want to achieve it by, and the steps you're going to take to reach that goal. What are you going to give in return for receiving that goal? Leaving yourself no way back. You've heard the songs and the sayings of burn your bridge, no way back, no plan B. I'm sure everyone has pretty much heard all that. And it's true. You can't have a plan B. It can't be something you're going to fall back on. Because then when you have no plan B, you have to put everything into doing whatever it takes to achieve those goals. You want to read that aloud every morning and every night. Make sure as you read it, it's going to come back. It's going to be kind of set in your mind as you keep repeating it to yourself. But it also helps set up your mind to accept it. And that failure, that's a teaching tool. And nowadays, in schools and so forth, they're teaching them. Kind of seems like they're teaching that nobody fails. And that's not true, because people do fail. And it should be, instead of being called failure, it should be temporary defeat. Most of our greatest inventions and discoveries come from repeated failures. That something just wasn't right. It wasn't working right. But unless you have that breakdown, that failure in that that defeat in that goal, you don't know what is working, and then you change what's not and improve on it, and that's where you're going to reach your goal. Okay, it's a teaching tool. Teaches you what works, what doesn't work, and how to do it easier. I mean, I was making for a party, I was making little creatures from Tolgi woods for Alice in Wonderland, and some of them were birds. They were horn ducks. And there were mirror birds and hammer birds, and I really thought they were all so cute. I loved them. And so I was finding out ways to make them so that they looked as realistic as you can have something look. And I started out with the styrofoam balls and the feathers and the glue and so forth, getting them on there. And at first, I mean, like my first one or two of the different birds really looked kind of, they looked okay, but they didn't have that polished look. And sometimes I can be a little bit of a perfectionist in that respect. But each time I worked with those feathers and that glue and the spray glue, and I found what feathers worked best to work as my base coat on the styrofoam ball, and then how to get them to look what I wanted them to do, cutting out foam pieces to make their little horn faces and stuff. But I had temporary defeats in there, but I kept on going because then I found out what worked, how to make it work easier so that it became faster and faster as I was doing it. And I have to remember those things when I'm working on my changes now. You only fail when you stop trying. And obviously, when I was working on my little horn ducks and stuff, I didn't stop trying. I have to dream big. And don't dream in small things. Dream big. Get that whole goal out there. Visualize it as real as you can in your mind. Set it there. Paint that picture. See yourself doing the things you want to do. Okay? Be aware of what you're thinking to yourself in your mind. A very difficult thing to do. At times we don't realize when we talk ourselves out of things. Okay? And I know that was a big thing for me. I have to really stay positive. So I really, really, really have to be very diligent in watching what they would call the weeds in your mind, and to keep positive affirmations is my routine, to plant seeds of confidence, desire, dreams, goals. Watch what I'm thinking. And when I'm thinking my positive thoughts, to feel the emotion coming from those thoughts that I truly believe, I truly want. These thoughts aren't going to sink into that subconscious unless they have emotional feeling behind them. And so you really have to really want your dreams and work for it. And so your chapter 4 was auto-suggestion. Those words that you're saying to yourself, those affirmations, that thinking, always being diligent that what you're thinking are positive thoughts, and that you feel the emotion that goes with them, and that's positive emotion. I will get it. I will have this. I can do. I can overcome. I can succeed. I deserve to do this. I deserve the success. And sometimes accepting that we deserve something, you have to also be willing to accept that you deserve to receive it. You can say those words all you want. If you don't believe that you truly deserve to have your dream, have your success, to do the things you want to do, it's going to make it a really long road. Chapter 5, it was about knowledge, specialized knowledge. There's 2 types, and the 2 types of knowledge are general, which is just your basic everything everybody knows kind of thing. Your specialized knowledge is what you need to do to succeed in what you're going for. Knowledge is only potential power, and for it to become power, it must be organized into definite plans and directed to a definite end. Okay, you can have all this knowledge in your head, but if you are not directing it and focusing it on your goal and getting there, it's just general knowledge. And it's just knowledge. You can go on trivia shows and stuff. Also in this chapter, it was reminding us that we don't have to know everything. And I remember telling this to my kids when they were growing up and in school. You don't always have to know everything and have it all memorized. you have to know, the important thing to know is where to find your answer, who to get your answer from. It's kind of silly to think that we can all be absolutely perfect in every single thing we do. Everybody has talents and the ability to learn things differently, look at things differently. And we just have those skills that are, you may be more creative in writing, or you may be more creative in decorating or creating objects. And you want to know where to find those answers that you don't have or that you're not good at. So you want to find those places and you want to know where they're at. And that's how you're going to have your specialized knowledge. To be with like-minded people. Okay. And I know when I was a kid, I was always told you're going to become just like the people you hang around with. So choose your friends wisely. And it's very true, because for the most part, you'll find people that are not succeeding or that have maybe a poor outlook, like poor, pitiful me kind of thing, are hanging around with people that are in that same kind of boat. Poor, pitiful me. I'm not, everything's against me, nothing's going right, I can't do this because of. And so you want to be with people who have the kind of things you want, who are the type of people you want to become like. You want to have, let's face it, people are different when it comes to money-wise and what you can afford and what you can do. And they say that you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang closest with, and all your incomes are going to be about the same. So you want to put yourself in a position to be with people who are earning the kind of money you want and learn from them. Watch what they do. Ask questions, but see what's working for them, try it, and then tweak it to fit you and your personality. Chapter 6 was imagination. And I know this is getting a little long, so I'm going to kind of wrap this up real quick. Here I have this chapter and number 7. But chapter 6 was imagination. And that chapter is great because you want to stimulate your imagination. And they say there's 2 types of imagination, synthetic and creative. Synthetic is the type of imagination that you take something that already exists and you're going to change it to become something else. So for me, that would be, I'm equating that to, okay, I saw these horn ducks for this Alice in Wonderland party, and I had pictures of them, and I saw them in the little clip for the movie, and they're little purple bodies, and they have the orange face with the horn on it. And so I had to take things that already existed. So I took feathers, I took styrofoam balls, I took craft foam, and I created my horn duck. Also, I needed to create a flamingo croquet stick, and we didn't want to. Obviously, we were trying to keep this as well in a budget as we could. So I took things that already existed. I used my craft foam again. I made a flamingo head, a tin can from a can of vegetables, some rocks, a dowel covered with ribbon, and I created a croquet mallet out of tin can, rocks, dowel, and foam to make it look like a flamingo. So those are things I was taking what already existed and changed it into something else, and that's the most used form of imagination. Okay. The other part is, I'm trying to find out what my light is working here. The other one is a creative. And creative is said to be your hunches, your inspirations, where new innovations come from. You'll be sleeping and all of a sudden you'll get this idea for something totally different than anything that's out there. That's the creative one. So you want to use both types, but mostly you're going to be finding the synthetic Your imagination is sparked by your desires and beliefs. And I had a goal. I wanted to see those things come to life and see the little girls' faces when they saw all these creatures from the Tolgi Wood part of Alice in Wonderland. And the key ingredient that is added to the end, to achieve the end result of imagination, is your action. So I had to actually make sure I followed through and found those ways to make those creatures and make that happen. Chapter 7 is the organized planning, and its importance of a mastermind group. And a mastermind group would be getting some like-minded individuals together and drawing on each other's powers, their knowledges, their specialized knowledge. Someone might be really good with advertising, and you might be really good with the videos and getting things together. And so you kind of work together as a group, and everyone's benefiting because you're using your strengths for each other. This chapter had 11 attributes of the leadership, 10 major causes of failures, the 2 types of leadership, which is leadership by force, saying, hey, you're going to do this, and you're going to do it my way. That's the only way there is. Leadership by consent. That's saying, hey, you know what? I want to follow you. I want to learn from you. I'm choosing to follow you at this time so that I can learn to become a leader. And that's probably more desirable than forcing someone to be part of your group. The causes of failure in leadership, how to market your services, to apply for a position. You have to remember, as we're doing, you would think, okay, that doesn't really pertain to entrepreneurship, but you know what? It really does, because you want to show your qualifications. You want to show people how to do this. You want to show what you have to offer. That's your value, what you're offering in your videos, in your blogs, how to do something. So you're teaching and you're showing your value. This is, you're applying for that position, to be that leader and to be someone that someone wants to go into business with. Your quality of service, your quantity of service, and your spirit of service. So those things all play a big part in it. You want to have your content, your quality videos, your showing what you have to offer. The quantity of your service. You always want to give more than what you're receiving back. This whole entrepreneur, and especially with Empower Network, you're going to find in this group there's a lot of people. We're not here for, we want to make money. Okay, we're not going to lie and say, oh, no, we don't care about money at all, because, well, we need money to survive. However, our quantity of service is to go above and beyond and show people that they too can improve their lives. You want to give more than what you're getting back, because eventually it goes around, comes around, and it's going to come back to you in the overall thing. Especially when you build someone up and they finally make their breakthrough and they come through, and there's like, wow, if it wasn't for you, I would have given up, or I would not be here now. And your spirit of service. You need that enthusiasm in this business. You can't do it without it. I have enthusiasm. I'm not always that get it way out there and showing people. So I'm working on that to make it more obvious of my enthusiasm. I truly believe in this, in Empower Network. The people in our group, that the inspiration is unbelievable. They're just there for everyone, and it's a great family to be with. It also had your 30 personal causes of failure which hold you back, and you have 28 questions for self-analysis so that you know what you're failing at, and what you're having your temporary defeats in. Okay. Not to wait for the time to be right, because the right time is now. Do something each and every day. Do something for your goal. Okay. Don't, I'm going to get it tomorrow. Remember, we said tomorrow doesn't get here. The only time you have guaranteed is right now. So do something now. If it is what you want to do right now is you want to subscribe to the video. You want to subscribe. You want to check out what Empower Network has to offer, and then join and get started on your own journey. Start wherever you're at. Whatever you have available, use to your benefit. You'll find better ways along the way. More opportunities are open to you as you make things happen. And you're going to find that the only difference between an obstacle, something in your way, and opportunity is that you need to turn both of them into your advantage. There's a wall there. You find a way to get around it, go through it, around it, over it, or maybe it's a way that you need to kind of, okay, well, that's something maybe I shouldn't be going there. Veer off. Let's try this, and this works better. Remember that enthusiasm is essential, and it's very contagious. If you're upbeat and people see that, and they can see your true belief that you're not just a fake, bubbly, putting on about what your goals are and so forth, and your enthusiasm about what you believe, it comes through. Your true enthusiasm will come through it, and that's what people are going to kind of go for. So I've gone through chapters 1 through 7, and really, well, not really quick. It's almost 30 minutes. However, those are the parts that I took away from it, and I keep going back over them. There is a book hangout every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time, and we go through a chapter a week, and you can also get a free copy of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, and I invite you to join along with us. So click the join button, and we'll see you on the other side, and my next video will be shorter. Thanks. Bye.